You're listening to Planxty, a podcast exploring the rich tapestry of Irish dance and the community who loves it. Hosted by Julia Topper, ethnomusicologist, Irish dancer, music educator, and writer, and Kristo Sween, a 20-year Irish dance dad, live camera director for Fesh TV, and operations manager at the Celtic Junction Arts Center. Here we are, finally doing our own episode, our introductory episode of the Planxty Podcast, just to let you know who we are and why we're doing this. So who are you, Julia?
I have a lot of different hats that I wear. I'm primarily an ethnomusicologist, so I study dance and music in the context of culture, so kind of like cultural anthropology and the performing arts. I am a professor at University of Maryland, and I teach a world music class there. I'm also a pianist, and I teach piano lessons all over the DC area. And then, the reason I'm here is I'm an Irish dancer and an assistant teacher at a local school. Love Irish dance. Got into it from, watching Riverdance as a kid, like most millennials that are still in the Irish dance scene. And I just am obsessed with it. I love every aspect of it, which is what this podcast is going to be about.
That's right. I mean, I think you and I got our heads together after we met pretty quickly around Irish dance and the whole love of this sort of very weird, very wild, super fun, really unusual activity that we do. And that I had no idea was coming for me when 20 years ago when this guy from Riverdance had moved to St. Paul and was going to start a dance school.
I'd met Sully a couple of times. I think at the Great Britons, he'd been kind of floating around, hanging out with Anton, and there'd been sessions in rooms, trad sessions, and I heard him play. And as soon as I heard he was getting into feshes, okay, he might have only known a handful of heavy jigs and was learning the sets, but all I had to do was hear him play. That I was like, if this lad sticks around, we need to get him. We need to get him firmly into the scene, and that was why at the time for the Australian Nationals, I had a relationship with the board where I'd kind of recommend people and what have you, and it was like we got to get this fella out there.
Sully, so your brothers must know now,
yes,
about the music. So now what's the conversation like?
It's a clash of two worlds, really. They really want to support the scene, but it's not them.
Yeah.
They just don't get it. They come to sessions sometimes, and I've sometimes looked across at them when a session's been happening, and you can tell they're an alien presence. They're respecting it, and they know that something incredible is happening, but they just don't get it. In the same way as some people, when they watch a boxing match, it's just not for them.
Whether you're an adult and you're there with your family, your kid, your partner, or if you're a younger dancer and you're there with parents or grandparents or whoever, that's a huge dynamic on a competition day. And I was wondering if you could talk about how you've worked with families in that way.
I got into actively trying to do more of this work for helping parents and family members, because my only goal is what is helpful. That's it. So if I see a problem that's affecting people, I want to help it. So it's not just parents need to do better. And no, it affects everybody on the day. That's why I like helping with the nerves and everything, because that's all that work that we do. I mean, I know for any parent too, it's heartbreaking when you see anything else get in the way, and just whether it's nerves or you have a fight that morning or something. It's so normal. It's just normal and natural, because on that day, we're so nervous, we're so stressed that no one is a good problem solver.
I think it's just trying to keep an eye on everything going on in the Irish dance world, and just talking to people. And just talking to people as well, and hearing from your friends and your classmates, your teacher, and just, people be like, oh, this dancer, they just placed 12th, but there's this amazing story behind what's happened to them recently, and just stories get passed around, and we just try to sort of follow them, and that's pretty much it.
How different is Irish Dance Globe now compared to your initial vision?
Wow. Yeah, it's changed quite a bit. When we had started it, just had, like Hollie mentioned, I had a few friends that I was reaching out to just to see if they wanted to be part of it. And it was like starting with just like tips for dancers, some things I've learned over my, many, many years of dance. I was doing some like advice pieces, doing some interviews with dancers that had made an impact in my life. I had a lot of fun for me personally. I love the arts. My degree is in art. So the photography, the dresses, all of that was really fun for me, but it was all more just like truly bare bones, just more of maybe a blog style, less article style. And then, now we're so much bigger to see that we have like a photographer now and like the art aspect that we get to bring into this. That part has been so phenomenal.
It's one of the very first things I do when I meet brand new kids is we practice falling down. So that doesn't feel like a mistake. So many of these little, they are terrified of making a mistake. There's something in our society and there's something in the water. And I said, you guys, all dancers fall. We're going to practice falling. And we do that together. And then that's not an issue. And then they can try big things, right? And it's been one of the funny things, and I'll do it with them, go careening onto the floor. They think that's hysterical. For an adult to do that.
So interesting you mentioned the falling down on the weekend here. We had a dance competition, and in particular, very young child there's several kids have been through the class. We know the family very well. And the first time she was dancing, she fell down and she just popped right back up and continued. And then she fell down again. The judge just said, you get another go. So she just toddled on back, waited till the end of the line, came out with the next group. And as it happened, she fell down one more time. Not a bother on her. Not a tear.
Amazing.
Not a stress about it. It's just like she was equipped that this happens in the world and it's all okay.
So, all right. Well, with that, here we go.
I think let's do
Episode 1 now. We got to just sort of tidy it up and get it out there. And then looking forward to many, many more after this. So thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, Kristo.
Thank you for listening to the Planxty Podcast. Our technical producer is Kristo Sween. Our managing producer is Julia Topper. Theme music composed and performed by Sean O'Brien. New episodes drop on the 17th of every month.